Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, now what we're going to do for my 10th anniversary event, we're going to go way back into the past. What we're going to do is we're going to look at a series of videos that I made, okay, at a tournament called Midwest Championships in the year of 2008. This is before I ever made a single gameplay video for YouTube. This is my original Dark Side Filled channel. And this is when I was at this basically as a tourist slash competitor in this event. And this is going to be pretty cool to just go back and watch some of these. So I think what we're going to do is just click along some of these. And see what they are. Oh god, it's loud. Hold on. So this was an old school, this is what an old school Street Fighter tournament looked like. This is before all the Street Fighter games were on consoles. In fact, in 2008, Street Fighter 4 had not been released yet. So this is all the old school Street Fighter games on arcade cabinets laid out in an actual arcade. You got people lining up to play these games and waiting. Like, this is pretty old school stuff. Yeah, pretty damn, about 10 years old. Alright, how about this one?
And this is yet another reason why you come to Midwest. Look at that thing. Holy shit, nice. Look at that burrito.
That's old school Rambo.
This food, nowhere else will you get this quality of food. No other tournament.
Look at that. So I was having breakfast, you know. Pancakes, eggs, bacon. John has this insane burrito. This was actually, so this was at an arcade that actually wasn't in Chicago, but it was just outside of Chicago, like the outskirt suburb of Chicago. And the arcade was where the first video was filmed, but then when you ate across the street, there was this amazing diner, and they would have a wide variety of food you could get, and it was great. Every time you're hungry, just go to the diner, get a completely different kind of food from the diner. And so that's John getting some kind of a crazy-ass burrito while I was getting, you know, like a classic breakfast there. And again, this is young John Rambo. This is before we had ever made any videos on YouTube or anything. This was just us going to play Street Fighter, right? Pretty cool. Let's just look at all these. Let's this one. Skee ball.
Interesting technique.
Alright, so these are two Street Fighter players. That's Bucktooth from Texas. And then to his left, that is a player from New York City. Bucktooth always liked to play Chun-Li in every game that he played. And he used to actually beat me in Super Turbo with Chun-Li. And the guy to the left, I believe his name is Trevor. And he used to always use a Balrog in Super Turbo. But the reason that you're seeing this is because there was something called a random games tournament at Midwest Championships. Where you would pay like $5 to enter. And you had to play all kinds of random games throughout this arcade. And it's down to a big finals. And every round was a mystery thing. You didn't know what you were going to do. So these guys had to play skee ball against each other. Pretty cool, man. They both suck. They're both terrible at it. Oh my god, never mind. Bucktooth just got 30,000. It's the highest score. Oh my god, he's doing real good. Oh my god, he got it again. Good lord.
Look at that.
Whoa, now Trevor got a big one. 40,000.
Game over. Finals. What do we got for tickets? Count the tickets. 5-4. 6-4. The winner's Bucktooth.
Oh my god. Dude, watching this stuff is so throwback. This was before I was popular on YouTube. No one, you know, I wasn't known on YouTube. So these guys are just letting me record them. Just like, this video's not going to do nothing, right? And then this shit took off later. I mean, it's low views, only like 5,000 views because it wasn't gameplay, right? Let's see. What can we do here? Super Turbo upside down. Yeah, this is one of the random stages of the tournament, the random games tournament. They flip the screen. You have to play upside down. So good luck trying to get your moves to come out when the thing's upside down. Look at that. Oh my god. That's Justin Wong, if you don't know. That's Justin Wong right there. I don't know if he was, I think he was Blanca, and he mashed the buttons to get the moves to come out, destroyed the Zangief player. There you go. Shout out to Hero to Zero, who has chosen to continue their sub that was gifted to them earlier this month. Or actually, it was gifted to them today by Super Potatoes. He's continuing it for only $1 because of the sub temper. So thank you, Hero to Zero, for that continuation. Yeah, that's Justin Wong right there. Let's see what else we got. Cell phone woes. I'm assuming that basically the cell phone signal probably doesn't work. What the hell? I picked the wrong one. Probably you can't,
What does John do when he comes to Midwest? He talks on the phone with his girl the whole time.
I remember this.
Because he couldn't do that from home.
Nah.
What is that? Still or video?
Video.
Taking video of me?
Yes, I am. Gotta document the trip. This fucking thing isn't zooming though, which is scary.
Wow.
Oh, what kind of camera is that?
Sony.
Oh my god, that's great.
Is it new or something?
No, it's old. I haven't used this in years though.
See, I'm talking about my camera. I told you the story how I had the camera forever and never used it.
Why isn't this zooming?
Shout out to Flying Minister who subscribed to the channel. Alright, here we go. So here's Justin Wong versus Flo trying to play upside down Alpha Super Alpha 2.
Round 2 of the mystery tournament.
So
Justin
this.
versus Flo. Upside down Alpha 2. Now these guys actually know how to play the game, but can they do it upside down?
Two Chun-Li mashers. There we go. They're just gonna do low kicks the whole time. Look. Low kicks. See, because what you gotta realize when you're playing upside down is not only are your controls reversed, but up, down too. So to jump, you have to press down instead of up. And if you want to move right, you have to press left. To do a special move, you have to do it backward, completely backwards. So it's really hard to play upside down. Who is that? So that's Flo. That's Flo beating Justin Wong's ass right now.
Madness!
Oh my god, no, they're like even. You got him. Oh, you have to get his custom combo.
It's close, it's close.
Oh my god. He hits him with fireballs. He can't block a jump because he's upside down. So he can't block a jump at all. Oh my god. Alright, I think Flo's starting to learn now. But Justin's like, fuck that, I'm just gonna spam fireballs. Look at this. Upside down footsies. Upside down alpha counter. How the hell did he do that?
Wow.
Justin beats him. Wow. Oh my god. They're playing Super Turbo, but what are they playing it with? What is this? Oh! So they got a controller? Okay. So they're playing Super Turbo, they're thinking, oh, it's just a normal game of Super Turbo. But that's Jason Wilson right there. He's this guy, Jason Wilson, he's the tournament director. I've been friends with him for years. He hooked up a joystick, and the joystick would fuck with their controls. So they'd be playing, and then all of a sudden Flo would do a move, and it would do it in the game. They'd be like, what the fuck? Why are they getting random moves in the middle of the game? Is this broken? Like, they didn't know that he was fucking with them during the match. So this was pretty cool. The Random Games Tournament was fun shit, man. It really was. It was great stuff. Okay, so that's that there. That's that. What's going on? Did the stream freeze? Uh-oh. Did the stream freeze? You guys still there? Okay. But for some reason, my stream chat froze temporarily there for a second. I'm trying to remember the name of the arcade. So people ask me the name of the arcade. I don't think it exists anymore. I don't remember what the hell the name of it was. I totally forgot. Alright, what else do we got? Anything else that I want to do here? Upside Down Alpha 2, Super Turbo times 3, nah. Oh my god, you guys want to watch Evo East Finals? It was Championships 2009. This was the year later. This is when I went back the next year to play. You guys want to watch me play fight Justin Wong Evo East? Here we go. There we go. People say I never beat Justin. Here it is. The finals. Me versus Justin Wong. Here it is. Look at that high quality. Oh, that's loud as fuck. So loud. Lower a lot here. So Justin is Ryu. He's playing an old school Ryu because this was our anniversary edition where you could play different versions of the characters from over the years. So I'm playing Super Turbo Balrog and Justin is playing this old school Ryu. Keep in mind, this is the finals, so Justin had actually done really well in this tournament and got to the finals playing old school versions of characters. The audio is only one here. I can only hear it in my left headphone. I hear nothing in my right. It's only one. Keep in mind, this video is from 2006. So this video is super duper long throwback. See, this is how Justin had won in the tournament. He just zoned people, basic zoning with Ryu. There you go. So whiffed, those are the whiffed dashes into a throw. It's all mix-ups on Justin right now. Oh my god. I can't believe the Shoryuken beat the uppercut, or the uppercut beat the Shoryuken. Or the headbutt beat, the uppercut beat the headbutt. Ugh. There you go. Alright, after this we'll do some funnier stuff. I just want to do some throwback, real old school throwback stuff. We're gonna do my very first gameplay video ever after this. Got him. Oh, I almost comboed that. I almost comboed low medium kick into the super right there. Damn. Look at that. He jabbed. Uh-oh. Just basics, just standing back and pressing kick. You hear that do commentary over the loudspeaker? They don't do that anymore. They only do it for stream, but back then there was no stream. They do commentary over the loudspeaker. Look at that. Tick throw win. Easy win. That's it. That was it. I beat him. That was the finals of Evo East, if you can believe it. Alright. Enough of that. Oh my god. Enough of that. Let's now, since we're going with super old videos, right? This is my first gameplay video I ever did for the internet. Ever. Here it is. Can you tell what game it is? Here, I'll show you.
Grab the fucking thing, goddammit.
Look at that.
Grab it.
October 2nd, 2008. So October 2nd will officially be my anniversary. Right there. October 2nd. Alright. I know it's not a line. There's nothing I can do about it. This is YouTube reforming and refitting the fucking page and shit. So, okay. So in this portion of the game, you're supposed to use your force powers to grab a Star Destroyer and pull it down. And it's so annoying because the controls don't actually work. And the game developer actually later on was interviewed by Game Informer, and they admitted this part's fucked up. What the on-screen prompts tell you to do is actually wrong. And that's why I couldn't get it to work.
Grab it. Fucking Jesus.
Reach out with the force and grab that destroyer.
There it is. It doesn't work. If you do what it says to do on screen, it doesn't work at
God,
all.
this is so fucking tedious. Look at this, how long it fucking takes. Oh, this is exciting.
Nah!
I've always wanted to grip a Star Destroyer with the slowest fucking controls on the planet.
Good. Now ram it down.
Oh look, more TIE fighters, so I'm just gonna have to stop. And start all over.
Yep. Because what happens is now it starts realigning again. It's very tedious. You have to keep fighting TIE fighters, pull it down. Fight the TIE fighters, pull it down. But the controls that's telling you to do don't actually work right. So it becomes like so tedious, this section.
Oh, couldn't grab that one. Oh, got that one.
Yes, that Midwest tournament was just outside of Chicago. That's correct.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, this is exciting. I get to do this.
Here we go again.
Again. Oh boy, here it comes. Wow.
It's still not over. I gotta do it like 1 or 2 more times
Notice
to get
it's
this
barely
finished.
moving. All this effort. Oh look, more TIE fighters are coming. Looks like I'm gonna have to fucking stop again. Oh, at least I got all this fucking high definition ear detail.
No, you hear him? High definition ear detail.
Oh, gotta stop again because here they come.
No.
That was nice. Got a little bit of combo there. Still 2 left. Can I get this every time? Nope. Oh, I got it. I lucked out. I couldn't get the other one. As you can see, the Starter Shire's moving back into fucking place.
Whoa, riveting commentary.
Oh, didn't even give me a fucking opportunity to grab it that time.
Yes, this was at my parents' house. This was recorded at my parents' house, which I had speakers. That's why the audio's so loud you can't really hear my voice. It was the first video I'd ever done, so I didn't know how it was even going to sound. So I'm trying to do commentary, but you could barely hear it because of the the sound system.
Yeah, finally. Alright. Oh boy, I get to do this again? I've been fucking waiting for minutes.
Nuh.
I'm fucking thrilled. That's what I always wanted to do in a game. Hold thumbsticks.
Amazing.
The programmer actually thought that this was cool. Moving your fucking thumbsticks. Look, I'm not doing anything. I'm holding down on my thumbsticks. That's the gameplay here. But wait, I'm gonna have to stop in a second because here come more fucking TIE fighters. Even though I'm just about to win. Holy shit, I finally did it after 5 fucking tries.
Yeah, the truth is that it took me 5 attempts to beat that, to actually beat it, but I only recorded the final attempt. My idea, if you see the name of this video, see with the name, Star Destroyer Gameplay Sucks, my idea originally was that I was going to find the worst parts of games, and I was going to do live commentary over them, and that was going to be my series. And in fact, I did this, and I did Mercenaries Gameplay Sucks. I think I did 3 games like this, and then after that I realized people actually wanted to see me play the games raw. Like, people were in the comments. First of all, I was getting thousands of views on these videos. I was like, why? Why am I getting so many views? It's crazy. And then in the comments, it would be like, you know, this is nice and all, but it's more like a highlight. We'd rather see you play the game. Like, we actually want to see you play the whole game. And so, you know, that's kind of what happened is eventually I started just doing raw plays. I remember it was, I did highlights of my Dead Space 1 playthrough. I did my whole Fable 2 playthrough. And there was one other game, it was like 3, oh, Left 4 Dead. All the Left 4 Dead gameplay that I did like raw gameplay, and people seemed to love it. And that's kind of when it exploded, okay? That's when it absolutely exploded. So there you go. That was my first ever gameplay video. We've also got, let's see here. Do you guys remember when I did my face reveal video? I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's a really long vlog. I think it's like 15, 20 minutes. Oh, it's 9 minutes.
DSP here.
Look at this.
But you're probably shocked that we're finally meeting face to face, although you kind of look like my camera.
So there I am. This is my very first face reveal video. Again, take a look at my face now versus then. See how much chubbier I was? I was probably a good 20, 25 pounds heavier back then than I am now. Here I am wearing my 2009 Chicago shirt. This video was filmed on July 21st, 2009. So I had been creating content from October of the last year till then. So it was about, what, 9, 10 months, something like that? Yeah, around 9 months. And people had always been saying, Phil, you do commentary over the games, but what do you look like? What do you look like? And when I made this video, I got all these comments basically saying, holy shit, you know, I can't believe that's what you actually look like. We all thought because I have a high-pitched voice, people thought that I was like a skinny, nerdy kind of guy. And when they finally saw me in this video, they were like, oh my god, like that's nothing like what we imagined you actually looked like at all. We thought that you looked totally different from that. Okay. I'm not going to play the video just because it's just me talking a lot about, oh, I'm on YouTube and this is what I look like and blah, 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 blah. But I thought that would be pretty cool to see how I looked back then. How would you guys like to see my first game review ever? My very first game review, the first Hateful Truth video. I think you'll get a kick out of this, because I didn't always do videos like in this style moving forward. So it's actually interesting to watch this. Here we go. Look at this. I used clips. They still had fucking the plugs of the place I got the clips from and stuff. Alright, here we go.
Hello everyone, DSP here, and just want
Oh
to
my
welcome
God.
everyone to the
You can hear the loud-ass air conditioner in the background. Keep in mind, this was made July 26, 2009, and the summers in Connecticut are super fucking hot. So I had to have my one air conditioner in my unit blasting constantly so you could hear it in all the videos from that time period. See you later, Derek. BWT Chitty says you do your first DSP tries it. The first DSP tries it is on my old-ass channel, and the videos aren't viewable anymore. So I can't even do that. Insomniatic Meat did 100-bit cheer. He says, long day at school, here's some bits. Thank you, Insomniatic Meat. Thanks for joining us. Let's watch my first review ever.
edition of my new review series, The Hateful Truth. What you're going to find about me is that I'm very honest about the things that I review, and I'm probably going to mention a bunch of things that you probably never heard from those other mainstream review sites, which is hopefully entertaining to you. So the story of Red Faction Guerrilla isn't anything too complicated. Basically...
Yes, a good RPG. It was Nickel City was the name of that arcade in Chicago now. Now I remember. Thanks for reminding me.
Except a couple years in the future, Obama was unable to stimulate the economy, and this guy named Mason is just so looking for work, he can't find a job on Earth, so he has to go to Mars. And so he goes out to Mars to find a job, and the work sucks. It's all mining, basically. And so he goes ahead and meets up with his brother, and he finds out very shortly that his brother is actually affiliated with a terrorist organization who's trying to overthrow the EDF, or Earth Defense Force, and get basically control of Mars and liberate Mars. Within a couple minutes of gameplay, his brother gets killed, he gets pissed. Long story short, he joins the Red Faction and he becomes a rebel. As the story progresses, you find that there's not too much to bite on here. It's very straightforward. I could probably count the number of useful, important characters to the story on one hand. You got Sam, who's basically also part of the Red Faction, and she does all the technological research. She gives you all of your upgrades. You got the Commander, who is the head of the Red Faction, who you talk to a couple of times, and he gives you mission briefings. But besides that, you really don't see him, and he's not important to the story. Okay, the gameplay of Red Faction.
Nice jump cut there.
It's a sandbox game, like Grand Theft Auto, like Saints Row. Basically, it's like a free roaming game on Mars, which the premise right off the bat sounds pretty cool. You basically can go anywhere you want at any time, except for, I believe, there's a couple force fields near some of the end game parts of the game.
See, here's the funny thing. As you can see from these visuals, sometimes when I recorded games back then, it actually looked quite good. Like, this isn't crisp, but it's not bad. And if you're watching this on a monitor or your mobile device, the video looks pretty good. But it's when there was a light to dark transition, like if there was something that was really bright or really dark, my camera would not record it well. So I would have to, on the fly, adjust. It was a knob, an exposure knob, that I have to constantly be adjusting to try to get stuff to look better. It was a big pain in the ass when I was playing certain games to get them to look good. So that's why, like, this looks great, but then later you'll see a clip that looks terrible.
You can't get through till the end of the game. But besides that, you can pretty much roam all of Mars from the get-go. Some of the weapons are pretty cool. You got weapons that can disintegrate walls. You got super rockets that can blow up half of a building. A lot of that stuff it's interesting to be able to upgrade and progress in the game.
Look at it, just gone.
Weapons, the main reason why this game I think is interesting is because unlike other sandbox games, you can blow up everything. I mean, I'm talking every vehicle, every person, every building. Everything in this game is destructible, besides basically the ground itself. And because of that, you get a lot of cool optional missions. For example, you get missions where you have to destroy a certain structure or a certain building within a certain period of time, and you only have a limited amount of weapons or bombs to use to do that, and it's kind of like a puzzle. Man, I got 5...
What's interesting is a lot of my mannerisms, like talking with my hands, I still do a lot, but you notice how, like, the accentuation in my voice, it's different. When I speak today, I sound a lot different. I sound, more confident. When I end a thought, there's inflection and stuff in my voice. And back then, I was almost like monotone. You know what I mean? Like, I sounded way more monotone. Like, I wasn't sure of what I was gonna say, or I wasn't sure. Like, I was ending a thought, and sometimes it would sound like one thought rolls into the next. I think that over time, I got a lot better at talking. Well, back then it was like I was just doing this on the fly and trying to do it, and I didn't know how it sounded or anything. Kind of interesting.
Explosive barrels and 5 bombs. I gotta blow up a building that's down the hill, but I can't leave this area. How do I do it? Oh, I gotta pick up a barrel, throw it into a tube, let it, you know, attach a bomb to it, let them roll down the tube near the building, and then blow up all the bombs. So there's a lot of stuff like that in the game, and it's interesting because it kind of puts almost a puzzle aspect into an otherwise pretty much all action game, which is pretty cool. And
What's also funny is I just replayed this game in July. They had the remastered version that came out 9 years later. So now I'm watching my original review of a game I just played.
You know, I definitely thought some of the most fun in the game was the destructible environments, being able to blow up these humongous buildings that normally, you know, in other games, they're just rock solid. There's nothing you can do. You can't really destroy them. And I think that one of the best weapons I've ever used in a game, the sledgehammer.
The
It's
sledgehammer.
a pretty awesome concept, and I want to talk a little bit about that right now. The sledgehammer you can use to do it pretty much anything you want. You can knock down buildings, you can whack the fuck out of a troop right in the face, and let me tell you, I had a lot of really good opportunities in this game to just slam that fucking sledgehammer into a troop's head, and it was fun. Just to run up to a sniper behind him who's trying to kill a civilian and just knock him out of the building.
Nice!
The
Perfect clip.
The sledgehammer was pretty, you know, interesting when it came to the gameplay of this game. But, of course, in every game, you know, you take the good with the bad, so now we gotta talk about some of the things that really, really pissed me off. I mean, the load times in this game, between missions, between...
Oh god, the skit is coming up soon, I
it's
think.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah, the skit's
absolutely
coming up about
ridiculous.
halfway through.
Like, this is 2009. This isn't 2000, you know, when the CD technology wasn't there yet. I mean, this isn't PlayStation 1. This is freaking Xbox 360 and PS3. I shouldn't have to sit here for 60 seconds and wait for a mission to load. Especially when, if you have to start the mission over because you didn't put enough checkpoints in it.
Oh my god, it's
you
my
know,
same
to add
complaint.
insult to injury,
It's my same complaint. When they remastered the game, they didn't fix this. The loading time still sucked. So 9 years later, they re-released the fucking game and they didn't improve the loading times.
lost the mission. You know, obviously I wasn't good enough to win. And now you're gonna make me sit here for a fucking minute and a half while you reload the mission. I have to start from scratch. It's just, so frustrating. And I know you've probably heard me freak out during the playthrough a couple of times when that happened to me. Another thing that really pissed me off were the checkpoints. I mean, when you're in a mission and there's like 5 stages to the mission, like stage 1 is drive somewhere, stage 2 is defend something, stage 3 is, you know, hold out.
Yeah, this is Red Faction Guerrilla. That's the game I'm
Stage 4 is
reviewing.
drive somewhere else.
Says
and
right
see if I
there.
rescue someone. Every one of those parts of the mission should have a checkpoint in the mission. So if I fail at any one or I die at any one of those, it should allow me to start, you know, at that step. But a lot of the missions in this game, they had multiple parts, and the parts, you know, if you die, that's it. Start over. Or the driving is just insane. Grand Theft Auto 4, and again, maybe this isn't a fair comparison, but they are both sandbox games.
So here I'm comparing it to Grand Theft Auto 4. Keep in mind I had never played Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, or Vice City at this point. This was still 2009, so I didn't realize that driving had become such an insanely huge part of sandbox games. I'd only played Grand Theft Auto 4, where actually there wasn't that much driving compared to the other Grand Theft Auto games, so I complained about it and compared it to that, when in reality sandbox games usually have a ton of driving. But
in Grand Theft Auto 4, you have multiple ways to get places. Sure, most of the time you'd be using a car, but you could always hop in a taxi, and you pay a little bit of money, but it works you to wherever you're trying to go instantly, and it saves you that hassle of having to drive across the entire map of the game. Or hell, you can hijack a helicopter and just fly over there. But in this game, it's all driving.
yeah, a lot of driving.
Yo, hey you, over there.
Uh-oh.
What the hell's that?
Hey, down here, you dumb shit.
What? Huh?
Yo, why you talking shit about the Red Guerrillas factions?
I think I've been drinking too much, guys.
Oh no. My first attempt ever at any kind of an edited skit. Oh my god, it's so bad.
Yeah, you listen, fuckhead. I make a living mining on Mars. You think that's easy? I gotta drive this rusty, hot fucking piece of shit all day long in the hot fucking sun, and now I gotta hear you talking shit about my game.
Well, I'm not talking shit. I'm doing a video review. I just finished a playthrough
That's
of
so
it.
bad.
I had it on my YouTube page, and now, you know, I wanted to actually do my first official video review.
This
of
is
the
so
game.
bad.
Who the fuck are you, and why the hell are you in my condo anyway?
Listen, man, I'm just trying to make a living here, alright? This is my job. And if you make fun of this game, no one's gonna buy it, and I'm gonna be fucking unemployed.
Well, hey, I'm not trying to you know,
That's so
make you lose
terrible.
your job or anything, but I'm reviewing a game. I have to be honest with my audience. I can't just make shit up.
Well, maybe the reason you don't like the game so much is because you suck at it. I mean, look at you. Fucking driving all over the road, blowing yourself up, driving off of cliffs, going all fucking crazy, not knowing what to do during mission. Man, you fucking suck at video games.
Wow. The other funny thing about this, you hear that air conditioner blowing in the background, right? So the reason you hear that is not because of the voiceover I did, but this clip right here, me moving the toy. Back then, I didn't have a way to mute audio on a video. I was using like Windows Movie Maker and shit. So I didn't have a way to mute the fucking air conditioner. So you heard the loud blaring. Even with the voiceover playing, you can still hear it in the background. This is so bad. Dude, this is super cringe to me right now. But back then, it was my first attempt at doing something like this, and people really liked it, so...
Listen, man, this is my living. Do I just walk into the middle of your living room and take a hot, steamy dump in the middle of your fucking floor?
Well, what the fuck? I mean, no, I get... Wait a minute. This is my first video review, and that's exactly what you're fucking doing. You're intruding, you have no right to be here, and now you're gonna talk shit to me and ruin this whole fucking thing? Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm gonna smack you across your face, little bitch.
Oh, big tough guy now, huh? You know what? I've seen you playing that other game. What was it? Street Fucker 4?
Oh, no.
You know what? You suck at that game, too. Every time you play, all you do is complain about lag and joystick doesn't work and your moves don't come out.
Breaking the fourth wall much?
And online scrubs. You know what? If you were good, you'd be able to beat those fucking scrubs, motherfucker. You are a scrub.
What did you just say to me?
I said you are a scrub.
Oh my
scrub.
god.
I dare you. I dare you to say that one more fucking time.
Oh my god.
Scrub, 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 motherfucking scrub, scrub, kick out the scrub.
That's it. Come here, you little fuck.
Wait, oh, ooh.
Yeah, your fucking arm came off, bitch. Now how do you like this, huh? Huh, you fucking
Oh my god.
Shit about me, will you? You picked the wrong fucking game, bitch. Alright, I think you've had enough. I'll give you one more chance to apologize, and if you do, you can go back to work on disability.
Alright. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Fuck you, scrub.
Bitch, you fucking asked for it. That's it. How you like to taste my poopy juice? Oh yes, get the fuck in there, motherfucker. Down there in the shit where you fucking belong. Yeah, that's what you get when you fuck with the king of hate, bitch.
Oh my god. Wow.
Alright, now that that's out of the fucking way, so overall, Red Faction Gorilla. Not a bad game.
What the fuck? What the fuck? So, I think it's safe to say that the original influence that I had was heavily the AVGN. Everyone knows every video game nerd. That was a skit straight out of that, only way worse, right? You know, as I moved on, sometimes I did video reviews like that, and sometimes I didn't. Like Street Fighter 4, I think that's a really good review because it has a skit in it, but it's not like over the top terrible like that one. I think the Street Fighter 4 review. Maybe we'll watch the Street Fighter 4 review next. And Insomniatic Meat did 100-bit chew said this is gold, and One Ton Hammer did 100-bit chew says this really does feel like early AVGN. I totally agree. That's exactly what I was going for back then, I think. Okay.
Not a great game by any means. Interesting premise that you can destroy
Oh my
everything in a
God.
sandbox style game, but at the same burp, there's really
Everything was one take back then, so I didn't decide to film again. I just fucking kept going and left the burp in.
not too much substance here. Now keep in mind, I'm only reviewing the single player campaign of the game. I have not played the online multiplayer yet, and sometimes that does redeem this kind of game. I'm gonna have to give this game a 7. And if you don't like that, fuck you. This is the hateful truth.
I'll give this game a 7, and if you don't like that, fuck you. What a great
I'm
attitude.
DSP. I'll see you later.
Wow. Wow. If you don't like that, fuck you. Dude, now I want to find, I gotta find my Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4 review. Street Fighter 4? It's 2 parts. Why the hell is it 2 parts? Alright, well, here.
What's up? This is DSP.
Oh, wait.
And
I know why it's two
So
parts.
I kind of understand.
I was wondering, why is it two parts? I know exactly why it's two parts. Because this was in 2009, and keep in mind, back then, you could only do 10-minute videos on YouTube. So I wanted to do a in-depth video review of Street Fighter 4, but when I did it, I had to do two parts because I wanted to talk more than just 10 minutes. So that's why it's so long. Wow, dude, what a blast from the past, right? Holy shit. All right, I want to watch this. Then after this, we'll do something different. We won't keep watching Hateful Truths, but I want to watch this, so. Okay.
And today we're going to talk about a game that a lot of people have been asking me about. A lot of people actually wanted me to do one of these reviews about, simply because I've played the game a lot. I've been a Street Fighter player for nearly 18.
By the way, again, this is old school Phil. This is old school Connecticut condo. No artwork behind me. Nothing around me. It's all empty because I just moved in that July and it was only October. So really it was a very bare bones. And as you can see, much heavier too than I am now.
10 years of my life. And a lot of people like my opinions and things. So I think you can probably figure out what it is. So if you haven't, grab your authentic Ryu headbands.
Yeah,
and block of action figures. Here comes Street Fighter 4, motherfuckers.
I got that headband by pre-ordering the game. Yeah. So as you can see, a lot more editing going into this one.
Wow, Street Fighter 4. For a while, I never thought I'd be sitting here talking about it. We had to wait over 10 years from the release of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike before another official iteration of the Street Fighter franchise would come out. For a while, pro players and fans alike thought that Capcom was just going to spend all their time with spin-off series like Capcom vs. SNK and also the Marvel vs. Capcom series. However, we were saved, luckily, and Street Fighter 4 was released earlier this year in 2009. What I'd like to talk about a little bit is the classic style that was retained. I mean, you got your regular 6-button layout, one-on-one gameplay, nothing really much has changed, which is very cool. But the other striking thing about this game is the art style. The ink blots that are in a lot of the special moves, a lot of the focus attacks, and also between matches in the artwork of the game itself and also in the intro is pretty unique. And this is very...
Yeah, talk about how different I sound. Now keep in mind, this is voiceover, like my first attempt at trying to do like better voiceovers. So I was trying to be like, oh, if I talk too loud, it won't sound right. I have to talk lower, but by talking lower, it sounds totally different, right? And again, you can tell the inflection in my voice sounds way different than when I do voiceovers now.
Very good for us because a lot of people were afraid that this game was going to end up looking like the Street Fighter EX series, which was actually the first foray of the Street Fighter series into 3D. This series was actually made by a company named Eureka, who had purchased the license to use Street Fighter characters in the game. However, the game was not developed by Capcom. And to be fair, the game wasn't that bad, and there were many sequels that spawned from it. However, it just didn't feel like Street Fighter, and a lot of the hardcore Street Fighter people were just saying, man, I really wish we could have a real 3D Street Fighter game. And eventually one was released, so we were pretty lucky, and overall, I think most people were pretty satisfied with Street Fighter 4 for a bunch of reasons.
Yes, my little Blanca. Who's my cute Blanca? That's right, you are. So yeah, the things that I like about Street Fighter 4. Well, first of all, I really like the fact that the original cast is back in the game.
Wow.
When Street Fighter 3 came out, a lot of people were very disappointed that only Ryu and Ken were the returning characters. And even though new characters are good to throw into the mix, you always have that connection with the first game that really caught your eye. And in the case of the Street Fighter series, for the majority of people who've been around the block, it was Street Fighter 2 and all
what the hell? Look,
iterations.
there's a string on my shoulder from the Ryu headband. I didn't notice it, but I didn't refilm. I just said fuck it. Remember, I used to be one take Phil. I would like whatever I did one take. That was it. As long as I did it, I said whatever. Or if I stuttered, if I fucked up, I would keep going anyway. I have a fucking big ass string on my shoulder, and I kept going.
Afterwards, what I really do like is that they've changed some things, but also kind of retain those original styles of these characters. Or in some cases, these characters are actually amalgamations of the different versions that they've come out with through different series over the years. I do like the fact that the gameplay is classic, and what I mean by that is you got your standard 6-button layout. They didn't change up the buttons or anything like they did with the Capcom vs. SNK or the Marvel vs. Capcom series. You got your supers, then you've got an Ultra, which is basically a more built-up super, special moves, you know, all the basics are there. They didn't basically completely change anything in the series. And for people like me who've been playing Street Fighter for a long time, it makes me feel good because it's like I have a base to start from. And going along with that, I really like how the game is almost a combination of all the previous Street Fighter iterations, and it's almost like they tried to take some of the best parts from each game. I can tell you right now, there's some combos that I do in Street Fighter 4 that worked in Super Turbo, and Super Turbo is my favorite game of the entire Street Fighter series. So for me to be able to pull off some of those combos and moves and the same kind of strategies in a brand new game is pretty cool, and it lets me feel at home and welcome. But at the same time, there's a lot of new things that they've thrown in. You've got the focus attacks and dash canceling, so they kept it fresh while still keeping that original feel of the Street Fighter 2 series, and that's really what I think is what makes Street Fighter 4 a really good and complete game. But of course, there's got to be something that I don't like about Street Fighter 4, and being that I have been playing Street Fighter for such a long time, I think a lot of people would be more interested in what I don't like than what I really like. The biggest one, well, I don't want to say the biggest one, but
This is all one cut. You notice there's no cut? This is just me saying everything I want to say about the game in one freaking take. With no mistakes. I never reshot. This is all one take.
biggest gripe for pro players is the inputs. And let me explain what I mean. Okay, so if you can excuse my guerrilla style photography here, what I want to show you is what I mean when I'm...
Wow, it's one of my old joysticks. It's one of the originals. This is the one that this is a Hori stick, Hori Real Arcade Pro stick. And I used to take this one to tournaments with me. The Blanca stick. Remember, Blanca used to be one of my main characters in Street Fighter 4. Wow, it's really cool to see this again, because this stick ended up breaking over time and I got rid of it. But it's really fucking cool to see it again in a video, man. That is awesome. Wow, okay.
I'm complaining about these input shortcuts that they put into Street Fighter 4. Now, the major gripe of all of the pro players that have been playing is that it does not take any skill or execution whatsoever to get a reversal dragon punch or any of those moves that have a dragon punch style motion. And what I mean is, just to show you when you get your hands here, you start with towards, you go to down, and then down towards plus punch. So the motion would be like that, plus punch. Now in a match, if someone's jumping at you, you know, you have to do that on reaction. That's not easy. I mean, it's a full motion. It's not like just a tap. It's not like one roll. It's a forward and then a roll. So it's multiple motions that you're actually doing at once.
This is really cool that I actually did a hands-on demonstration. I don't think I've ever done anything like this again, did I? I don't ever remember doing a hands-on demonstration ever again. This is really neat that I did this. Because from an outside perspective, you could watch this video and understand exactly what I'm saying. Rather than saying, oh, it's easy to do special moves. You could just double tap and press a button instead of doing the full motion. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm actually showing it. This is awesome.
Well, guess what they did in this game? They made it so easy to do special moves that basically you can do them just by mashing. And what I mean by that is, let me show you. If you get in here and you don't ever, first of all, have to tap forward. That's not even necessary to do a dragon punch. You don't have to tap down. All you need to do is go from down forward. You want to not start from down forward, but just slightly under down forward. So right about here, see, it's about equal distance between down forward and down. If you double tap twice and press punch, you will get a dragon punch. I'm not kidding you. So all those reversal uppercuts that you see with Ryu, with Ken, with Sagat, and they all, wow, that guy was clutch. You know, he did a reversal uppercut right in the middle of my hit string. No, he didn't. You want to know what he was
mashed.
doing? I'll show you.
Yep.
Just praying that was going to bust through and that your timing would be off and his uppercut will come out super quick and bust through your hit string.
And the sad fact is, Street Fighter 4 was the first Street Fighter game to dumb down the controls for that to happen, and they kept it. In Street Fighter 5, it's worse. It's actually easier to do it in Street Fighter 5, so most people who play Street Fighter 5 don't actually even know the proper moves, proper motions to do a special move. They're just mashing constantly. Why do you think when I'm playing online, I'll be doing a move, oh, my combo drops, all of a sudden here comes a move that blows through? It's because they're mashing and the game's basically watered down. It's really bad.
In addition to that, they've given in the reversal window a huge, big upgrade, meaning there's way more time to get a reversal out in Street Fighter 4 than there ever has been in any Street Fighter game before. So literally, if you're getting attacked and you have a character with a reversal dragon punch, just do this. Ah! And half the time it comes out. And when you pair that with characters like Sagat or Ryu or other characters who can cancel their uppercuts into other moves, juggles, and ultras, that's really what the major gripe is right now in the community. They wish that they would take out shortcuts like that and just go back to the old hardcore control style that everyone's always used to.
Okay, so now we're watching part 2.
So now you kind of understand what I mean by these lax inputs and these shortcuts.
Oh my god, Halo 3 ODST. We've got to watch that one next. And that'll be it for the Hateful Truth. But we've got to watch my Halo 3 ODST review. That one got some super high views. We got to watch that one. That's a great one. Okay.
I want to talk about the most overpowered character in this game, and quite possibly maybe one of the most overpowered characters ever put into a Street Fighter game. Street Fighter 4's version of Sagat. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, this guy has every advantage in the world, almost no disadvantages whatsoever, almost no mismatches. In fact, it's still up for debate whether or not Sagat has a bad matchup in this game. I mean, think about it. He's got the Tiger Uppercut, which on counter hit does massive.
Oh my god, did you see that?
It can be canceled.
Oh, you can't see it. My camera's over
which
it.
can be canceled into another juggle, which can then be juggled into Ultra. I mean, it's insane the amount of damage that Sagat can do just by doing that mashing to try to get the uppercut to come out. And then if it randomly does, guess what? Well, now he has options. Either if you block it, he can dash back or dash forward, and he's pretty much safe. He can choose to do another uppercut, or he can try to throw you. Or if it connects, now he gets a free combo, and on most characters, if he has Ultra, it's going to do up to 50% damage, which is pretty nuts when you think about it.
Look at that uppercut cancel into fucking super. It's so broken.
Somehow it randomly hit you. Now don't get me wrong, there's ways around it. In every game there's always a way around it, but the problem with Street Fighter 4 is that because the controls were so dumbed down, there's so many players who are able to pull off the bullshit. Sagat was really good in Super Turbo, old Sagat, but it was for completely different reasons, and if you weren't actually good at the game, it was very hard to win no matter what against good players. In this game, you can literally pick Sagat and mash out half the time and just get ridiculous victories. And it's not just the mashing, it's not just...
And sadly, this fact that I'm criticizing Street Fighter 4 about 9 years ago holds true to Street Fighter 5. You don't need a high skill level or a high skill cap or even any kind of execution practice to play Street Fighter 5. You can literally play it for like a few hours and learn really abusive strategies with half the cast and play at a level that you're going to win online. It's so fucking stupid they dumb the games down so much you don't need any kind of a background or even training to do well. It's really stupid. Fred Flintstone just cheers. I can't believe it's been 10 years. Some streamers can't even say they've been around for 5. Thank you for the cheer, Fred.
He's got the Tiger Knee. He's got normals that are better than almost everyone else's, including probably this best standing roundhouse in any game ever for 2 hits. It juggles and it does massive damage. He's got fireballs that can keep you away. He's got EX fireballs that have massive recovery. He's got everything that's... I cannot understand.
No, GC Chick 1, I don't have that shirt anymore. It's another one of those shirts that I wore a lot in my early days, and in a lot of videos, and it wore out. Much like that Randy Orton shirt we saw earlier. After washing and wearing it for a long time, it all cracked and wore out, and I had to get rid of it, which sucks. So I know that shirt's awesome. I love that shirt.
You know, what they were thinking, all I can say is whoever was playtesting the game wasn't good. They didn't understand any matchups. They didn't understand this. They thought, oh, it's just Sagat, you know, with a couple variations. No. Very bad. Needs to be fixed.
Which they did.
Sagat,
in future versions of Street Fighter 4, they toned down Sagat to the point where he sucked. It's like Feast or Famine. He was the best character in the game in the original version of Street Fighter 4, so then they toned him down to be like one of the worst, and no one picked him ever again because he was terrible. Fucking stupid. Crooked Clive, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Crooked Clive, for the sub.
A couple other things, and one of them you've all heard me talk about repeatedly over and over. Some of it is serious, some of it isn't. I mean, let's be honest, when I'm playing in my matchups online, it's not always 100% for real. You know, I'm putting on a show to kind of entertain you. And
wow, so even as early as 2009, I did admit that when I play fighting games online, I rage kind of exaggerated because I'm trying to entertain my audience. And people have asked me this question over the years, and I always answer it the same way. The answer was in the original review for the game.
Say something stupid or complain or talk shit. That's not how I really am offline. Anyone who knows me knows that that's not really the person that I am. Sure, I joke around, but I'm not a complete asshole. I just think it's funny to kind of throw that out there, and a lot of people say, yeah, you know what, Phil? We don't necessarily even want to watch Street Fighter 4, but we like it when you talk shit or you complain about lag or it's just funny. And then there's other people who, unfortunately, take online play seriously, these fucking morons, and when they watch those videos of online play of me complaining or saying something, they think that it's like 100% for real, and that's my personality, and I'm a sore loser and all that. You're all fucking idiots. Learn to fucking act your age. Understand that.
Not only am I being incredibly offensive here, but take a look at my shoulder. The string has stretched out even further from the Ryu headband, and I still don't realize it's there. But no, so this is how I used to be. Like, I used to be very obtuse. So if you criticized me, instead of just saying, all right, I understand your criticism, but no, it's just an act, I would say, oh, fuck you for saying that and stuff like that, right? Pretty funny.
Online play is for fun. And why do I say that? Because the netcode is not good. The netcode for Street Fighter 4 may look good. It might mask.
By the way, here's the hairline again. I just got to point this out because people to this day still say, oh, your hairline. Look, the hairline's still that bad. Look, all the way up. You know, I always had this right-hand side of my head, always had a hairline that was way higher up. The only reason that the hairline looks like further back today is because I don't I comb it back. This hair here is the hair grown out and moving forward. If I grew out my hair and brushed it forward, my hairline would look like it was a lot further forward. But I just find it funny that people try to make fun of me and say that my hairline is like receding. I'm like, no, look, in this video, it's the same hairline. You know what I mean? It's the same exact hairline.
Mask lag in a lot of cases, but a lot of the times you get input
Still screwed
drops,
up.
delayed inputs, you know, hit strings that just don't work online because if there's a lag spike, the timing's off, and because people are mashing to get those easy input reversals, it's going to bust right through. I mean, there's just so many reasons why online play is not good in this game. Don't get me wrong, it's good for fun.
Divin Erasmus Judy said, this asshole would kick your ass in most Street Fighter games. If you played him today, I'll bet good money. You're talking about Phil of 9 years ago? Maybe. This was certainly a lot closer to my competitive days, that's for sure.
If you want to go online and play for fun, go ahead and enjoy it. But if you want to be serious about getting good at Street Fighter 4, you're not going to learn too much online. There's just too much lag abuse. There's people who actually have created programs that make artificial lag during a match.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a natural occurrence in any video game that's ever been online. There are people who cheat. And some people just get a sense of self-worth. That, oh, I beat someone at something. I'm so good and special. And I'm sorry, I don't get that. I'm just having fun when I play, and I'm fucking around if I'm talking shit to someone who I'm playing online. I don't take it seriously. I don't think it's for real. I'm not saying that because of that I'm the best Street Fighter 4 player on the planet. In fact, I'm not probably one of the top players in the country. I don't play enough to do that. But people just need to grow up and stop taking online play seriously until the lag is fixed, which, by the way, I don't think will ever be fixed. I think it's...
9 years later, the lag ain't fixed. You can even watch when I do 5-bar only connections in Street Fighter 5 that the shit jumps around. It's terrible.
A natural problem is always going to happen in Street Fighter. My final gripe with Street Fighter 4 is something that thousands upon thousands of people are just flabbergasted, just taken aback, stunned. No one can explain why this is in the game. No one could give any kind of a reasonable
I remember this.
Explanation or any kind of a justification to do what they did when they developed this game. The entrance music, the intro music, that fucking indestructible, plays some hideous J-pop boy band. Like, who in Japan that works in Capcom greenlit that? They said,
probably
oh, I got
Ono.
an idea. We're gonna bring back.
It was probably fucking Ono. He always made stupid decisions like that when he was in charge of these projects. But yeah, what's funny is I'm going to complain about the music right now. The music in all future iterations of Street Fighter 4 was removed completely. They took it completely out because everyone fucking hated that song.
Back all the classic characters. We're going to have classic gameplay. We're going to have a cool art style. We're going to throw in all kinds of twists and turns. And we're going to have a boy band. That fits perfectly with Street Fighter, right? And then a bunch of executives sitting around a table all said, yes, sir, we're all yes men, sir, yes, sir, or J-pop, sir. Fuck you, you motherfuckers.
It's not even J-pop, it was K-pop, but back then, K-pop wasn't super popular, so no one knew that it was a K-pop song. We all thought that it was J-pop. It's not.
The most annoying song ever created. Everyone hears it in their fucking sleep all night, every night. They can't get it out of their heads, and it's your fault.
Oh my god. What were they thinking? I mean, just listen for a second here. Ugh, this is atrociously bad, even by boy band standards. I think I'd rather actually listen to Bye 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 by NSYNC than this piece of shit. It's just horrendous.
Yeah.
It's garbage, and it does not fit the Street Fighter moniker whatsoever. I don't know who thought that this was a good idea, who thought that this was, you know, a match for a fighting game series. But I mean, take a look at a series like Guilty Gear.
Thank God I haven't fucking heard this music since like then. Because remember, Super Street Fighter 2 came out in, what was it? It was like late 2010, I think, or early 2011. So we only had to hear this music for about a year and a half, and then it was patched out
Even though
permanently.
I'm not a particular fan of the gameplay or the art style, the music's pretty kick-ass. And I mean, when you think of fighting, what do you think of? Rock music, maybe some of the classic themes from Street Fighter. But no, instead we get this, and it drones on and on and on. Whether you're at the title screen, whether you're in the menu, whether you're trying to find a match online, oh, you cannot escape. This theme is going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Whew. Alright, so in conclusion, Street Fighter 4, I think it's a great fighting game. Is it the best fighting game of all time? I don't really think so. I think it's debatable. A lot of people do think it is. I personally am a Super Turbo guy. Everyone knows that. I think that's probably going to be...
Oh, yeah. Moon Walkman says, to be honest, the music isn't bad, but it doesn't suit Street Fighter 4. Exactly. Like, that. There's nothing wrong with that song. It's a chill song. It's an interesting song if you like that kind of music. But that's not Street Fighter music. Like, what the fuck were they thinking with that?
Of all time. But everyone has their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. You know, a lot of people have asked me what I feel about the announcement of Super Street Fighter 4. And really quick, I'm just going to say this. Sagat needs to be toned down. Online play needs to be improved. That fucking theme needs to be taken out of the game. That is the fucking trifecta right there. The unholy trinity. It has to be done. And if it's not done, fuck that game. I mean, seriously, you can add in 1,000 fucking new characters. You could fucking put in Paris Hilton versus Obama. I don't give a fuck.
What the fuck?
All I want are those three things fixed. Capcom, listen up.
There's some really pertinent people to now, Paris Hilton and Obama, right? But, you know, back then, pop culture.
These three. This will make everyone happy. Just do it, and you will sell Super Street Fighter 4. People will run out and fucking pay $60 if you do it. So anyway, my final score for this game, Street Fighter 4, I'm going to give it an 8. And I only give it an 8 because if it had great online play, if Sagat wasn't as bad as he was, I would definitely give it a 9 or even maybe a 9.5 because I think it...
You know what? This is an important point. So, I said the 3 things to make Super Street Fighter Super Street Fighter 4 good. Fix Sagat, they did. They completely destroyed him. He sucks. Take the song out, they did. Fix the online play, they did not. So they did 2 out of the 3 things.
really is a great fighter with potential, but those things that right now exist in the game are dragging it down. So this is DSP. This has been The Hateful Truth. I hope you like Street Fighter 4. I know a lot of people have been waiting around to hear from my opinions about the game, and I'll see you next time.
And that's it. That's the end of the thing, right?
What the hell's going on here? Son of a bitch, what the fuck? Huh? What the fuck? How is this on? Oh god, how do I fucking stop it? Oh my god, it's still playing. Jesus Christ. What the? My god, I can't. What the hell? I'm pressing the button. It's not turning off. What the fuck? I can't. What? Min! Fucking Min! Turn off, you son of a bitch! Fuck! I gotta unplug it. Stop it! Gotta stop it! Gotta. What the fuck?
All right, that's 100% AVGN right there. That's 100% AVGN right there. Oh my god. All right, one more. We'll do one more Hateful Truth, and then we'll take a break. Okay, I want to watch one more. This Hateful Truth went down in history when I made it as one of the most honest game reviews ever made on the internet, and it blew up. It only got about 83,000 views, but still, that's a lot for like a shitty edited game review. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, the Halo 3 ODST review. This is one of my favorites of all time. We got to watch this one together, okay? This is great.
Warning. The following footage is the most hateful piece of film that Darkside Phil has ever recorded.
Yes.
It should not be viewed by employees of Microsoft, Bungie, members of the...
By the way, you hear the air conditioner in the background? I told you, I didn't have a nice office like this closed off. So when I did voiceovers back then, you always heard the air conditioner in the background.
Gaming media, hardcore or casual gamers, pro wrestlers, mutants, Doberman pinchers, giant enemy crabs, Pee Wee Herman, Alf, God, or anyone. Or Kevin Federline.
Kevin, why did I have...
Didn't want
Why did I have a random Kevin Federline reference? Oh my god, it's so dated. It's so dated. So this was November 5th, 2009, by the way. A Kevin Federline reference.
You know, I got something I gotta get off my chest. And
What the hell? This was supposed to be me without... This was back when I still had the crew cut, and I must not have gotten my hair cut in a while. It looks like shit.
a lot of people have probably thought that this was coming a lot sooner.
Ugh.
I am just fed up with this fucking fanboyism bullshit that is out there in the gaming world today. And when I say that, I don't mean, you know, if you like a system or you like a game, that you support it. That's fine. You can support what you like. But there's
Pretty short, only 8 minutes long.
a major difference between supporting and just fucking becoming an obnoxious piece of fucking shit. I also hate the fact that there are games that come out and everyone kind of has a consensus agreement on the game, and then when you go to like a website to try to see what the review is on the game, the review is bullshit.
Wow. Sofa King Grace says, why did you look older before? Because number one, I was fatter. Absolutely. I was like 20, 30 pounds fatter back then. Number two, my hair, now I comb it back so it looks slick. Back then it was just crew cut and it was overgrown. You're right. I look older in this video 9 years ago than I do now.
You probably know what I'm talking about if you've ever looked at one of these major releases that is super overhyped and everyone's fucking, you know, oh, I can't wait for this game to come out, and the game comes out and you play it like, it's really not that good. Well, wait a minute, why did the fucking IGN, why did GameSpot all give it 90s? And unfortunately, I'm seeing this more and more with the flagship games. The game that I'm going to talk about today, I am not happy with. It's not necessarily that the gameplay
Oh boy.
isn't that good overall as a package. What I'm disappointed with is the way that the whole gaming community treated this game. Fucking Halo 3 ODST. You knew it was coming.
By the way, this is pretty much outside of me just doing commentary on video games. This was the very first video ever in my entire 10-year history where I mainly criticized the gaming media, and it actually got me a lot of attention at the time for doing that because a lot of people were afraid to do that because the gaming media was so influential back then, and really it was just IGN, GameSpot, and maybe one or two other places. It wasn't like today where you've got a million indie game medias. Back then, it was like, oh my god, someone's speaking out against the big guys, you know what I mean? So this was kind of cool.
And I gotta apologize right up front. I'm fucking pissed off about this game. A lot of reasons. I'm gonna get into them. I don't want to fucking get ahead of myself here. But this game was so fucking overhyped when it came out. Everyone was fucking coming all over themselves about this game, but only if they were a Halo fanboy. Everyone else was like, okay, well this is supposed to be an expansion. Now it's a full release. What the hell's going on? Well, we're going to get down to the fucking nitty-gritty of it. And we're not just going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about everything that happened around the release of this game, the development of this game, and all the bullshit that led this to become the fucking behemoth that it did become. I'm Matt. I'm DSP. This is the Hateful Truth. Halo 3 ODST. And fuck you already.
Yes. Epic intro. It's too epic. That intro, I love that intro. The building music, it's too epic, man.
How did this game even come about? Halo 3 ODST. Wait a minute. Halo 3 ODST. It doesn't even sound like a new game. They're telling you this is Halo 3 with a little bit of a fucking subtitle to it. Like, what constitutes this to be a $60 separate release? Let me give you a little bit of history. Most of you probably know this because you were part of the whole fucking thing when it was going on. When Halo 3 was released, obviously it was a smash fucking hit, as everyone expected it would be, and they decided that they were going to do DLCs for it, Bungie, that is, the game developer, and the first set of couple DLCs weren't really DLCs, they were just map packs, and a bunch of map packs were released for the multiplayer game over, you know, the year, 2 years or whatever after release, And then they decided they were actually going to do one full-fledged DLC. They wanted to have it as an addition to the campaign, and they also wanted to have a new multiplayer mode for the game that could kind of get new people to jump in if they were tired of the basic old plain vanilla Halo 3 multiplayer.
Solid Metal Gear Rex Cheery says, can we watch the Homefront: The Revolution review on KO Gaming? Maybe. That's my most viewed review ever, over 1 million views, so we'll see.
So they started developing this game, and at first it wasn't called ODST, it was called Recon, I believe, and it was going to be about this group of troops who were not the Spartan, who is the main character of, you know, really the Halo series. Instead, it was going to be the human guys who were being dropship soldiers. Orbital dropship troops is what ODST stands for. And those were the guys who dropped down to the planet and were basically in the trenches doing a lot of the fighting behind the scenes of the whole Halo 3 or the whole Halo series that was going on. And everyone thought, gee, it's a good idea. It might be something original to have a DLC where you get to kind of experience from someone else's perspective what's going on during the whole Halo game series. And for all intents and purposes, the truth be told that this game was done in April or May of 2009. This game was ready for release. It was going to be a DLC pack for Halo 3. And then all of a sudden, some fucking bigwig, I don't know if it was Microsoft at that point, if it was Bungie. I know, you know, Bungie kind of separated from Microsoft. Who's responsible for that? Whoever made this decision, they said, you know what? Don't release that game. We know that it's ready to go, but I have a thought. And my thought is this. The later we push the game out, we can make more money, and here's why. Historically...
Thank you to One Ton Hammer, who did a 1500-bit cheer. He says, time to sleep. This was fun. I'll catch the rest on YouTube. Peace out. Thanks, One Ton Hammer. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. You're the cheerleader for today. We finally got some action here with the leaderboard updating. So One Ton Hammer, the current top cheerer. I still, that anonymous $5 tipper is still the biggest tipper. How are we doing subs? I know subs went way up during this stream. Let's check. I want to update that count. I haven't done it in a while. 1,155 subs. Thank you very much, guys, for all of your support today. And let's keep going. Then we'll take a break after this, okay? All right.
Games in the fourth quarter that are big blockbuster releases sell more than games that are released earlier in the year. And talking to that point,
oh, wait a minute.
Resident Evil 5...
I just realized this is part 1 of 2. Where the hell's part 2? Hold on. I gotta try to find it. Right? There it is. Wait a minute. Wasn't this a 3-part review?
Warning.
It was. Oh my god.
Following footage.
This decision, they said, you know what?
This is a 3-part review. Holy shit. This is a long one, guys.
But don't release that game. We know that it's ready to go, but I have a thought. And my thought is this. The later we push the game out, we can make more money, and here's why. Historically, games in the fourth quarter that are big blockbuster releases sell more than games that are released earlier in the year. And talking to that point, if Resident Evil 5 was probably released in the fourth quarter of this year as opposed to earlier this year like it was, it might have actually sold a little bit more. It's just a fact. Fourth quarter games get more sales because of Christmas, the holidays, all the stuff going on. They get bought as gifts and they get given to people and they just sell more. So they said, let's hold off on Halo 3 ODST and release it later in the year. Okay, that's a business decision, and I support that, because if you want to get your game out to the maximum amount of people, you have to release it during a time when people have the most money, and most people are willing to spend during the Christmas season. That's acceptable to me. What they did, though, is not fucking acceptable. They took a game that was gonna be a DLC, was previously announced as a DLC, and they fucking released it as a retail release, a $60 release. Now, when this was first announced, of course, everyone freaked out and said, this is bullshit, you know, why would you do that? Of course, the Halo fanboys were still fucking coming in their pants about it, but everyone else was just kind of up in arms, like, why would you take a game that was supposed to be a DLC, probably would have been released for 20 or 30 bucks, and now you're going to try to release it as a full game. That's bullshit. So Bungie did respond, and they said, well, don't worry. It's not just Halo 3 ODST. We're also going to include the original Halo multiplayer, Halo 3 multiplayer, with all of the map packs unlocked. So you're going to get the Halo 3 multiplayer games, all the game modes that came with that, with the original Halo 3, plus all the map packs. And over the years, you know, it's been, what, 2-3 years since the game was originally released. there's probably a significant amount of map packs that you get by buying this as a package. Okay. Still, there's a fucking problem. There's nothing new on that disc. This is...
Right. This is what I was so angry about. You're selling it for $60. The DLC campaign lasted like 4 or 5 hours. It wasn't long at all. And then you're just re-releasing maps. People, if you're already a fan of Halo, you already have those fucking maps. You had Halo 3. You had already bought them. So what are they actually selling you? They're selling you a $60 5-hour DLC and a bunch of shit you already have. And they knew that. They knew that they weren't giving you anything new, but they wanted to try to justify charging you $60 for 4 or 5 hours of gameplay. It was a complete fucking ripoff. Big Tone just sent me $10. He says, this is probably one of the best things you've done so far. You should make this an ongoing series this year if you're not already. And remember when DLC was actually DLC, not just map packs. Thank you, Big Tone, for the $10 tip. Let's get you up there. Top tip of the day. Thank you, Big Tone. I'm liking this event so far. I don't know how much you guys are liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So if you guys are liking it and you want to see more, we'll see. Okay, let's continue.
It's been out for years. You're not selling me a new version of the Halo 3 multiplayer. This is the same fucking game that I've owned for 2.5 years if I'm a Halo fan. So you know what you can do? You can take this fucking disc and just go fucking use it as a coaster somewhere.
Worthless.
Because most people who like Halo already fucking bought Halo 3. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to jump into the series, but then why are you including another game, Halo 3 ODST, with that disc? It doesn't make any fucking sense. What this is a stupid ploy by Bungie to try to sell an expansion pack as a full game for full retail price. It's bullshit. It's unfair. It's unfair to the gamer who thinks that this is a full game inside this package. It's unfair to anyone who has to review it, because now they say, oh, well, I'm going to review the game, but oh, by the way, it also had the Halo 3 multiplayer with all the map packs. I have to pump up my score now because it's more than just one game. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Fuck you, Bungie. You can't just do that. I'm not going to let that go. I'm sorry. You know what? I don't work for a major gaming company. I'm going to be honest about your game. So now let's get into the nitty-gritties of Halo 3, and we're going to start out with the actual campaign.
So let's make this short and sweet.
Oh, wow, it actually played in order because I opened the playlist. That's good. All right, if this video's going long, let's take a break. Let's take a break here. For those on stream, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to split the video, and we'll watch the next 2 parts, and that'll be it. We won't watch any more Hateful Truths. Let's do something different, like gameplay or something to refresh. By the way, we're only about halfway through today's event. Like, there's still at least 3 to 4 hours left on stream, so we got a lot more we're going to cover, okay, everybody? All right, very nice. So